scrappy people, it's Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a 9x12 process video of Gasp! My oldest. I don't get many pictures of my oldest anymore where he's not scowling or looking like I'm torturing him, but I got this one at the end of last school year that I caught. It's of him standing under the school sign, and I wanted to scrapbook a layout today about this school and what it means for him and for us, and how I feel like all the things that happened that caused us to have to move to Tennessee or choose to move to Tennessee. It feels like in a way it was leading up to him finding the perfect school for him. If you don't know, my oldest is autistic. He is on the Asperger end of autism, even though they don't use that label anymore, but that's the easiest way to describe it. So he's super duper high functioning, super duper intelligent. However, he struggles a bit socially. And actually, it's not even a struggle. He just doesn't care about being social for the most part. So normal school settings with focus on regular academics and regular things like football and cheerleading and dances and all that. It's just not important to him. This school that we found that he's in is a technology, it's a STEM school, so it's a technology-based school, and it doesn't have like a football team, it doesn't care about sports, all of that kind of stuff. So it just ends up being the perfect school for him, and it is a magnet school, and he was one of 150 freshmen that got accepted to this school, and so everything that led to him being in the school just feels like it was meant to be. So I wanted to challenge myself with this spread to use things that I never ever use. So I have these divided cases of paper clips and flair and puffy stickers and enamel dots and things that I just never ever use. Cork, things that I just never ever use. I never reach for them, mainly because they're always tucked away and I just do not feel like looking through the boxes. So I'm gonna have to figure out some way of organizing these things so that I actually want to reach for them. But in the meantime, I just never use them, ever. And I don't use my punches either. So I pulled out some punches, some star punches to go with this star paper. And I'm starting with these white ones. And I don't love the white. And that orangey red did not match. So I pull out this blue, there's navy in the star paper, and I use that blue to matte the photo, and I don't love that either. I'm feeling like there needs to be red. So I go in and I find a piece of red paper that I can punch stars out of. And okay, so I like the red, and I feel like that's a good start. But then when I start layering all of these stars, I got red, white, and blue going on, and I'm not loving that. It's not a patriotic layout, and it feels very patriotic to me. So let's go back to these cork stars. Let's start there, and then we'll work our way from the cork to the red stars. So I'm trying to, there's red in the sign and red in the bricks in the photo. So I'm trying to pull out some of that red because there was no red in any of the papers that I chose. So, well, there was just that little tiny pop of red in the first matte on the photo. But in the rest of them, there was no red. So I'm trying to pull some red through this page via other means. So that is my current thought process. I thought maybe I would add these puffy stickers, but I didn't like the way that they looked. So I tried the other gold puffy stickers, and that was a no-go. I pulled out some journaling cards from an old Simple Stories line I designed. I admit this was a bit of a struggle bus layout. It does come together in the end, but it takes me a while to really get what I wanted out of it. So then I was like, well, these stars are just too big. That's the problem. So I'm going to trace this cork star and cut that down, and maybe I'll like it better. So I do that, I trace the star, I cut down the larger star into something smaller, and I really don't like it. It's too small now. Plus, the cutting isn't great. It's all funky. Nope, not a fan. And then it blends into that star paper a little bit too much too, because it's like the exact same shape of those stars, so it just didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. Still trying to work in these blue stars, and I think that's part of the problem here, is that I'm trying to work in both colors of stars and it's just not working. So I decided to move on from the stars for a moment and pull out some journaling cards that might work with this layout, and I decided to go with the one that's, you know, pretty blank instead of the one that says memories. I needed somewhere to journal about the whole meant to be thing, so now that I've got that down, I can start moving these stars around a little bit more clearly. But again, I'm still trying to work in these blue stars, and it really starts to come together once I stop trying to work in the blue stars. I flipped over that white star and there was a green star on the other side, and I realized that I needed more green as well. Karsten's wearing green. There's green stars in the paper, the main star paper, and I need to have more green in the page. So now I've got just these red stars and just the cork stars, and now it's really starting to come together. I like it a lot better now. I put that flare down, but it doesn't end up staying. I decided at the last minute that it's not quite right. Put these cork stars down. Then I will do the red stars. I'm committing to where the stars are, mostly. Okay, there we go. This is coming together a little bit better. I wanted to use this other paper clip, and these two paper clips are from Simple Stories. Back when they first started doing planners, they were 4-year planners. So they're like plastic, but I wanted it to go on the right-hand side of that card, and in order to do that, I had to perform some minor surgery because it was backwards or upside down. So I decided to cut it apart, and then I'm going to staple it on here. Then I will just glue the bottom piece underneath the card so it doesn't quite look like it's still connected, but you get the same gist as the one up here, so it works. Good enough. And I decided to staple down that light bulb paper clip that's green, by the way. I need to add more green in still. So here's where I start to go wrong again. I wanted to add some enamel dots, and so I decided to go with red and scatter them around, and that's a nope. It's a nope from me, dog. So let's try this again. I haven't quite pulled off all the red ones, but I went back into my stash and pulled out some green and blue ones and decided to start going with the green. And I scatter these around as well, but that's not going to work out. That's not what I want. So I decided to start clustering them. And yeah, no, we're not going to scatter them. We're going to cluster them. So we've got loose clusters in the beginning. Maybe try this blue star. Yeah, no, I don't want that either. Too many stars. Okay, so here's where I go. Okay, we need to do something about these enamel dots. They are not working out right. Thinking. Nope, don't add more stars. Put those away. Come on, man, you got this. There we go. They need to be more anchor points rather than scatters. Better. Okay, we're getting there. This blue star is not staying. Nope. Take it off. So that's better. I'm getting close to done here. I'm going to switch this out for actually another paper clip, which, oh my god, I used 4 paper clips on one layout. It's amazing. But that is about it for this video. I'm going to add my journaling and call it good. If you enjoyed it, I'd love it if you could give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. And if you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. My handle is @TracyMReed, and I would love to see you over there. All right, thank you.